Good morning and welcome back to CityLine. With me, I have this fabulous individual on the couch, and he is here to talk about South Sound 911 and what is happening in terms of their facility, but also technology. So please join me in welcoming Mr. Mark Mears. You are the Deputy Director of South Sound 911. Welcome.
I am. Thank you for having us.
Good to have you. We were talking about all the pets you have in your house, and the kids moved on and left the pets.
Yes.
And at times that can be a 911, let me tell you.
It
Absolutely. So for people who may not be familiar, when we say South Sound 911, what does that mean?
So South Sound 911, the actual entity of South Sound 911 has been around for about 7 years. Most of the long-term residents for Pierce County would remember LISA, Law Enforcement Support Service. That's our predecessor. We currently are located in Tacoma, same place as we've always been. We answer about 920,000 emergency calls a year. We are the ones that provide the E911 response calls and radio traffic for first responders. We have 2 different dispatch centers, one located at 35th Street in Tacoma, and then our fire division is located in Puyallup.
So when I'm visualizing this room full of just 911 operators, just a sea of cubicles. And when we talk about South Sound, what does South Sound cover? Does that cover Puyallup, or is it only Pierce County?
So we cover all 19 law enforcement agencies for Pierce County and the 22 fire agencies for Pierce County. The only 2 that we currently don't dispatch for is the tribe, Puyallup Tribe, or JBLM.
Okay, and boy, and if you did, it would be even more, especially with JBLM. So let's talk about some of the work that goes on. You mentioned that you are the first responders. Give us an idea of what that entails.
So we are the E911 center. So all emergency calls come into us, and they're dispatched either through police or fire, whichever discipline's appropriate. Along with that, we have other ancillary duties that the agency has had since its creation. It has a complete records division, and it supplies all the records maintaining for the police agencies. It also has a business, what we call our front office business application, which would be CPLs. We do all the CPLs for Pierce County, all of the firearms transfers for Pierce County. So we have a complete business application to our entity as well.
So in addition to saving lives, you're also crafting those lives as we go. Yeah, there we go. So there's some, South Sound 911, you have an exciting project in the works here in Tacoma. It's been a long time in the making. That's a new building. Tell us about this building, and we also have a video we're going to show some clips from.
So back in November of 2012, the voters initiated South Sound 911. Part of that was radio enhancement of radio upgrade of technology, as well as a new PSAP for consolidation of all the public safety answering points in the county. So over the last 7 years, there's been a consolidation of those down to essentially two communication centers, one for fire and one for law. With this new building, the center point for this consolidation was to bring fire and police together in one building, to create efficiencies in our communications, in our technologies, in creating those efficiencies so we can respond better to the needs of the public.
Boy, looking at the video there of what it will look like inside, and this, of course, is a shot of where, and here's the end result here. This is impressive. So obviously the voters voted this in countywide, and there's a need for it. Why a new facility as opposed to maybe just renting out another space?
Well, for us, logistically, it's difficult. Bringing everybody into one facility, again, as I mentioned, it creates efficiencies in communication between the disciplines. It creates efficiencies in costs. It allows for significant technology upgrades. A lot of the PSAPs that were out there, they were aged.
Okay.
Equipment was aged. And this is a good time to allow for that, that upgrade of everything. The comm center, when we move into the comm center itself will be about 12,000 square feet.
Wow.
It'll have 58 consoles on the floor that, for the most part, will be working all the time. Along with that, it provides enhanced upgrades to all the radio systems within the comm center and other pieces of our technology.
So speaking of this beautiful new facility, when will it be complete? What's the guesstimate date?
So we're hoping to move in April of 2021.
Wow, okay, there we go, April of 2021. So we're gonna have to have you back on the couch before that, and then when it happens as well. So where are we now in terms of the construction phase?
So we're at about 20% completion right now. If somebody drives by Pacific, it's on the site of the old Puget Sound Hospital.
Oh yeah, right up the hill,
Yes.
okay.
So somebody driving by, right now they're going to see a large concrete slab, and it will be, hopefully next week it'll be larger, and that'll be the final groundwork for the main floor. Once that is completed, they'll start seeing actual steel structure start coming up out of the ground. So.
Oh my gosh, so Mark, it just occurred to me as we're sitting here and my brain is going, okay, you build it and you move people in. That time between when you are transitioning from the old building to the new building with 911 operators, I imagine, knowing you, there'll be some overlap because you just can't shut down one and flip on another, can you?
So right now, we're in the plans for designing our move management and what that looks like. So we will be running 2 communication centers at least for 90 days once we start the initial move into the other building. We are very fortunate that Tacoma Fire, their communications group, is part of our group, and we're currently talking about what is our backup center going to look like.
Yeah.
So the current center on 35th Street, where the law enforcement group is located, that's going to be the backup center. And I think at this point, it's going to be a live center. And Tacoma Fire has graciously said that they would be more than happy to be the live entity in that building. So now we're looking at, what would a renovation for that building look like in the future to support that?
So you got a little backup going there.
Yep.
Let's talk about the new communications center, because there are some service enhancements that you have mentioned in terms of technology. And there's some apps we want to talk about. First off, let's talk about Text 911. This really surprised me when we talked about this in the green room, and I think it's amazing. Tell our viewers what it is.
So technology for South Sound 911 is a constant, ongoing piece of what we do. We support a lot of the applications that are currently used by fire and law enforcement, from CAD to GIS to these type of applications. So Text to 911 is that ability from your smartphone to 911 text, actually 911 text. And that text goes directly into our comm center like a normal phone call would. So in those instances where you may not be able to use the phone or talk on the phone, you would be able to text. It goes directly into our comm center and is responded to by a call taker. That
is impressive, because we hear stories all the time now of people who are in distress calling out and pretending to be something else to get help, and having to speak in code to get a 911 operator there. So if you can text it, how much better is that? Let's talk about Rapid SOS.
So Rapid SOS, it used to be, again, it's another smartphone application, and the way it used to work with the cell phones is that when you made a call, it had to triangulate off the cell towers. The way this works is the application sends the signal into the comm center, and now we're able to read it by a GPS location.
Okay.
So our people that are working that look at it, and are able to pinpoint where the call's coming from.
Just like that.
It's cleaner, yes.
Wow, that is fabulous. Okay, and then lastly, this one I think is really amazing. It's called Pulse Point.
So Pulse Point, this is an initiative that came from the fire side of our house, the fire communications group, and the fire agencies that they support. So this is an application that is utilized for CPR.
Okay.
It doesn't take the place of emergency medical dispatch. What happens is when the application is applied, there's a signal that goes out. It goes so the emergency medical dispatch gets it, and then there's a signal that goes out to this application on your phone. And if you have the application, it prompts you that there's a CPR issue, an event going on. It is solely focused right now on commercial areas, like if you were in a Costco or you were, and so when that signal goes off, you would get a signal that says, oh, there's an event occurring in Costco and they need somebody that knows how to do CPR.
And I'm certified, poof.
Certified, and you're there.
Wow, that is impressive. I love that. I want to say thank you so much for being here and for all of the great work that's being done with the building and technology. And like I said, I got to have you back in here. When you're like at 50% on that cement slab, I want you back on the couch, all right? Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
When we come back, we will have the Children's Water Festival and, of course, Orca Recovery Day, because they go together in the studio. You don't want to miss that. We'll be right back.